All right, in just a moment, YouTube will get synced up and then we can get into it. Thank you for your patience with me this morning as we get rolling here. And I think we're almost there. One moment. That's the wrong theme song. I need my own theme song. I was going to give y'all Jeopardy. For your patience with me this morning. Okay, we're going. We are rolling. Let me get back to my Zoom screen. Thank you all again for your patience. Hi, hello, welcome. Ooh, it has been a morning. It's been a great morning, actually. I got up and got so many things accomplished this morning. I hope y'all are having a good Monday morning. Hi, hello, welcome. My name is Valorie Lewis. This is a Tarot Unicorns and Coffee event. We do this every Monday, every week, always free. I think we have some new people here tonight, so I'm going to go over the whole spiel. I asked you, this is a group reading. No matter where you are in your path or what questions you may be asking, Spirit always comes through. Spirit always answers the questions as if they were speaking directly to you, which is so interesting to me, always interesting to me. But it's also interesting to look out into the chat and out into the room and see the heads nodding. That lets me know that if Spirit is giving me a message that I'm like, oh my God, that's for me, and 3 or 4 other people are like, that's for me too, then I know we're all collectively kind of going towards the same direction. And that just kind of makes me feel more situated in my spirituality. Like other people are going through this too. This is good. So anyway, back to my point. I'm trying to stay on track, y'all. The squirrels are in the engine. They are running the train this morning, and I have not fed them enough nuts. So just stay with me. Okay, no matter where you are in your path, Spirit will get its message to you, even though this is a group reading. So I invite you to just take a couple of deep breaths, send your intentions out to the universe, your questions, your ask, your whatever it is that you're looking to receive from this morning's reading. Go ahead and send that out. Take a couple of deep breaths. I'll give you just a moment. All right. And it is my intention to listen and be a clear communicator for all of the messages that come through from Spirit. I do that with the cards. I am a tarot reader, a tarot teacher too. Hey, hello. Some of y'all are in my tarot class. I love that. So we go to the tarot first. I pull usually about 5 cards from the tarot, and then we go to various oracle decks, whatever we are drawn and led to from Spirit are the decks that I pull from. It's a complete read. It is a group read, but I promise Spirit will get her message to you. Woo-hoo-hoo. Spirit will get their message to you. Let me be non-gender specific. Spirit will get their message to you. That felt wrong, y'all. I almost choked saying his message. I'm sorry. Not that listen, whatever that is up there, they're going to get their message to us. Okay, let's just put it that way. It seems like I was going to say something else. At the top of the hour, I want to let y'all know that this week, we got a lot going on. Wednesday, we have our grounded morning meditation and coffee chat, which is another free session. It's a group meditation. If you need to get your meditation on, I invite you to join us. That's Wednesday morning. On Thursday morning, we have our healing session. That's an energy healing session, very low cost. To you if you would like to join the energy healing session on Thursday morning. All of this is on the meetup calendar. And then on Thursday night, a new offering. I've done it last month. I'm going to do it this month, and I'm going to do it one more month. So it's 3 months, once a month. We get together for psychic development. Again, very low introductory price because these 3 months are giving you a taste of the type of psychic development that I offer, the coaching that I offer, and setting you up for, in April, I have an offering for an in-depth full-blown psychic development course. But this gives you a taste to see what is Valorie talking about when she talks about psychic development. So that's happening Thursday evening. I invite you to check out the meetup calendar and see what events resonate with you and join those events that are a fit for you. All right, into today's reading. I hope you all have set your intentions, sent out your questions. I've got one for Dragon, one for Celtic, 1 for Brits, 2 for Brits, 2 for Dragon, 3 for Brits, 4 for Brits. I'm losing track. Dragon, third eye, Dragon, third eye. I think it's a tie. Jacqueline, were you counting for me? could pull from both. How about I pull from both? How about I pull from both of the top votes, Dragon and Brits? But Jacqueline, let me know. Did you get it counted, or were you still? Did you stop?
It's a tie.
Is it a tie? Really? Look at that. I might be psychic, y'all, just a little bit. All right. We're going to pull from Dragon, Tarot. The actual name of it is Tarot of the Dragons. I call it Dragon Tarot, Tarot of the Dragons, and Brit's Third Eye. Brit's Third Eye Tarot is what she calls it. I assume it's a she. This, I believe this deck, the only information I can find on Brit's Third Eye is that I believe it was an independent deck. I have not been able to find a guidebook anywhere, but I did find like an old Kickstarter or something. So I think it's an independently published deck. And from what I could find, I do believe she intended to do the guidebook, but I don't think she got around to it. Y'all, this deck, I love this deck. I got it as a gift, so I would have never come across it in my normal Amazon shopping. That's where I go for tarot decks. Amazon, yes. Sometimes I'll get them when I'm in Denver and I'm in the metaphysical shops there. There are some shops there that have an amazing selection of tarot decks. So I will get that, but not so much here locally. When I go locally, I'm in Kansas City, y'all. When I go locally, I don't really find anything that's like, oh my God, I have to have that deck. So I don't know, maybe I need to shift my perspective and open myself up to the opportunities of the tarot deck world. I don't know what the hell I'm saying, but I do know, if y'all are in the Denver area, Goddess Isis bookstore, fucking love their selection. And Violet's my friend, Violet's Discover Your Spiritual Gifts. I love Violet's selection because she almost always has a sample deck out for every deck that she sells, almost. So you can go and flip through all of the deck, all of the images before you buy. So I love buying from Violet's shop. Anyway, enough chatting. Good Lord. It's 11:11 here. That's a good time to get started. Let's pull some cards. If you're joining me on the repeat on YouTube, welcome. Hi. Hello. Glad you're here. This happens live through my meetup Tarot Unicorns and Coffee every Monday morning. All of the information you need to join this live is going to be in the description on YouTube. I'm trying to find room on my desk for all these decks. All these decks y'all got me pulling from. Okay, we got 3 cards from Dragon. And I'm going to pull, let's do 3 and 3. I usually pull 5. But since we have 2 decks, let's do 3 and 3. This will be fun. I don't know that I've ever pulled from 2 decks before. All right, let's go, because I've done a lot of jaw jacking. That's an old term. Who remembers that term? I'm going to turn over the first 3 Tarot of the Dragons, and then we'll go to the second 3. The second 3 are still face down. So let's get started. 5 of Swords. Dun, dun, dun. 5s represent, I've always said, challenges and opportunities. I heard a new phrase this weekend, instability. 5s represent instability as you seek to find stability. So the 5 is pointing to an area in our life where we might have instability. And this is minor arcana, which means this is in our day-to-day life. What do we need to know about the swords? Look at the scene. Swords are our communication and also our thought processes. So maybe we're having a little bit of challenges in the thought department. I know I am. Didn't I just tell you about the squirrels that are in charge that are a little starved for nuts this morning? I know I'm having a little trouble keeping my thoughts on track. So maybe this is pointing to that. Maybe it's astrological, maybe it's collective, maybe it's first of the month stuff where our mind is going to a lot of different things that we need to get situated for the first of our month. Maybe it's just life. But this 5 of Swords is definitely pointing to some kind of confusion, some kind of challenge, some kind of instability in our thought processes. And this time I do feel, so swords are also related to air energy, if you're more familiar with the elements. However, I do feel that this is more our thoughts than our communication. So swords can point to our thoughts and communication. I'm leaning more towards, Spirit is telling me it's more about our thoughts. So good time, beginning of the week, also beginning of the month for the most part, to sit down and ask yourself, where are my thoughts habitually trained to go? What am I thinking of the most? And are these thoughts bringing me pleasure, bringing me solace, bringing me calm, bringing me relief? Or are they bringing me the instability, the challenges, the fear, the doubt. Who's in charge? Who's in time to step into that conductor's cabin, tell the squirrels to go sit in the corner, and time to take back the reins, time to take back control of the train. You are in charge of your own thoughts. You are always in charge of your own thoughts. How can you restructure or move your thoughts back into synchronization with what you are trying to accomplish in your world, in your life, in your day? Let's think about that. Five of Swords. Five of Swords, as far as a tarot card, also represents the idea of you may have won the battle, but you lost the war. The idea of staying, you're having your thoughts focused in such a way that you are not missing the point, so to speak, that you're not sending a lot of energy into something that's really not going to matter in the long run anyway, because you spent all of this energy winning the battle, but you still ended up losing the war. You still ended up losing what you fought for. So this one says, let's see. Let me hold the card up. I think I'll just read the whole thing. It's kind of short. Brandishing a pair of blades, a smug copper dragon hovers over a scorched and barren battlefield. He has won the day and is not above gloating. On the ground below, a knight, vanquished and forlorn, leans heavily upon his sword. Two more swords lie abandoned nearby, their former owners, so much wind blown, ash and cinder. So he's burned this other knight's compadres. The dragon has burned them. They are nothing but ash and cinder. No fool he, a horse flees to the safety of the distant mountains. The knight must retreat on foot if the dragon allows. You've won the day, so this is the dragon. Talking about the dragon. You've won the day, but at what cost? The battle was all bully and bluster, snide, slash, and sneer, employing every means at hand. It was ugly, aggressive, even dishonest. But you won, and winning is all. Or is it? Enemies are there to be cowered and crushed. The advantage was yours, so why should it matter how you used it? Because it does. Because tempting as it might be to gloat, victory tainted by contempt is no victory at all. Because foes are not other, they are us. Ooh, that one hit home. Because foes are not other, they are us. No one is invincible. For now you may rule the field, but tomorrow is another day. In triumph, show compassion. Don't burn all your bridges to a post-conflict world. Now is the time to be merciful. So I'm gonna let y'all take the portions out of that resonate most with you. Does it even matter if you win? What battles are you fighting? Is this a battle that's divinely backed? Do you feel like spirit is saying, yeah, you need to do that? I don't know. I would say sit in meditation on that one a little bit, because maybe it's not even a battle you should be fighting. Maybe it's time to lay down your sword and say, you know what? I don't care. You won, because this thing doesn't need my energy anymore. Five of Swords. And then we go to Two of Swords. Another sword, y'all. I shuffled. Two of Swords. I'm going to tell you what, the third card is a sword too. So some of us need to get our thoughts in alignment. I do feel like it's more thoughts than our communication. Two of Swords. Two of Swords always represents a choice needing to be made. And generally, it's a lady sitting on a stone holding two swords with her back to the water and blindfolds on. Here we see a very similar representation by the dragon covering his face and his back to the water. Two of Swords, but a choice needs to be made. How are you going to make that choice? Intuition. Water represents intuition. How are you going to make the choice that's in front of you? And maybe this challenge of thought is because you haven't made a choice, because you're waffling back and forth, you're sitting on the fence. And so your mind is almost at war with itself with these two opinions. One saying yes, one saying yes, and you're right in the middle trying to decide which way should I go, which way should I go. So maybe that's the battle that's going on, all in your thoughts about making a decision. And then this Two of Swords is saying, it's time to make a decision. Not making a decision is still making a decision. Wouldn't you rather make the decision of your own volition instead of having someone else come in and make one by default? Two of Swords. Like a fairy dragon poised on the tip of a rapier, the Two of Swords is animated by tension. Change is imminent. Opposing forces are at play, and like it or not, a decision must be made. Which way to turn? What to do? As much as you want to close your eyes and ignore your feelings, this only leads to a temporary moment of stasis. Hold tight, take a breath. Nothing remains the same. As frightening as this feels, it's as it should be. When a paradox presents itself, embrace it with open eyes and a bold heart. Go past its duality and become the point of equilibrium. True balance is found in stillness, in the space between yes and no, go and stay. With knowledge, the roughest waters can be navigated. Ooh, I really like how this book explains the challenge and the choice that needs to be made between the Two of Swords. I love that. Go past duality and become part of the equilibrium. It talks about sitting in silence, stillness, more specifically, not silence, stillness. Stillness in the space between yes and no. Thinking of that as a concept. Stillness in the space between yes and no. For me personally, the only way I can find the space between yes and no and find that stillness will be meditation. But many of you have your own practices. So I suggest you might, if you are facing that challenge of what do I do, that might be something you want to know. Can I situate myself energetically and my thoughts in the space between those two choices? And then from that equilibrium, can I call in spirit so that I can get enough information to know which way I should lean, which way should I go? But you got to get to that equilibrium first. At least that's what spirit is telling us this morning. Someone says, Two of Swords is what they drew. Oh no, Two of Swords was what we drew last Monday as well. So somebody's still waffling in that decision making, or somebody was kind of moving towards needing to make a decision, and now you're sitting right in the decision this week, and you're like, I still don't know which way to go. Better go to the Monday morning card pull to figure out. Am I the knight or the dragon? Is what somebody asked from this first card. I like that. The Five of Swords. Am I the knight or the dragon? I really like that reflection. Awesome. Thank you, Katabi. What else was I going to say? Let's move on. Okay, so you've got this instability, Five of Swords. Choice needs to be made, Two of Swords. I told you we had Three of Swords. This is good news on the horizon. Queen of Swords. If you can gain control of your thoughts, you can step into this Queen of Swords energy. Look at the butterflies. Transformation. Butterflies represent transformation, represent change, represent rebirth, a beautiful reborn, beauty reborn. Queen of Swords represents having that nurturing divine feminine mastery. So the queen of all of the suits has that divine feminine mastery, whereas the king has the divine masculine mastery. Both very equal, but right now Spirit is saying, I need you to focus on the compassion, the nurturing side as you master your thoughts. So maybe you're not being kind to yourself as you sort through these thoughts and try to make this decision. Maybe Spirit is saying, be nicer to yourself, be more nurturing of yourself. In this moment, we don't need the hard, harsh, logical, analytical, think your way through it. We need the softer, nurturing, welcoming, divine feminine. Let's feel our way through these thoughts. Still talking about our thoughts, but how can we approach it with that divine feminine energy to have mastery over our thoughts like a queen would? I do want to see what this is representing. I feel like we pulled this card recently. I must have pulled this card in a reading for someone, because I remember that scene with her over the broken egg. But I think it's like a broken egg, like it's just time, like her young one has cracked out of the egg and has left the nest. That's the kind of sense I get, especially with the butterflies. Transformation. It's come out of the egg. She's done with her part of guarding it, and now it's out there in the world doing its own thing. Let's see. The Queen of Swords is air, behaving as water, cool and aloof, private. Through karma or fate, or just the vagaries of life, grief and seclusion have shaped her place in the world. She spends her time in reflection, internalizing her loss, learning to value aloneness. In solitude, she finds absence. She also finds freedom. Away from the clamor and tumult of others, her bitterness fades, her intellect and spiritual existence thrives. It is enough. She's clear-eyed and quick-witted and calm in the face of havoc or woe. She suffers no fools and moves with the grace of a dancer. Despite her stoic mien, her heart is dragon warm and open. Her heart is dragon warm and open. Uniquely intuitive, she reads others with ease, yet she herself is almost impossible to decipher. I know some women like that in my life. She is a most enigmatic creature. The Queen of Swords knows these emotions. Let me go back to the top. It is spring, and a touch of vernal green plants paints the mountainsides. It is time when egg-bound dragonlets chip and claw their way into the world, and there is joy in the warming air. There can also be sorrow. The Queen of Swords knows both these emotions, especially sorrow. So she is kind of sad. She's sad that her chicklet that she's watched over for so long is cracked out and out there in the world, doesn't really need her in the way that it needed her previously. It's kind of like it's literally empty nest syndrome. It's just her left in the nest anymore. So she knows that sorrow, but she also knows that extreme joy with knowing that, oh my God, this thing that I have helped bring into this world is ready to face the world on its own. I hope I did my job. I'm so excited for it. So having all of those emotions intertwined, but still finding that balance, still being in control. Some of you might be in an emotional situation right now. That's probably why I pulled that card. How can you find the balance in the midst of sorrow and grief? Is this sorrow and grief expanding you in some way? Yes, it's your job. It's our job as humans to figure out where that expansion is and to not focus on the loss or the lack. So my advice is look for the expansion. Look for the joy. Look at the butterflies. Look at that sunrise coming up. Beautiful sunrise. Can you imagine being a dragon and being able to see the sunrise from that high vantage point? Being able to even fly towards it if you want to, so that you can experience it again and again because you're fast enough to do that. Man, that would be amazing. Okay. Moving on to Britt's Third Eye Tarot. I'm glad we went to the Tarot of the Dragons. Moving on to Britt's Third Eye Tarot, we have Four of Cups. Four of Cups is the meh card for me. It's the I'm bored. It's the been there, done that. Chewed all the flavor out of my, did y'all know what is the fruit? Juicy fruit. You know, the zebra stripes. Zebra stripes gum has been discontinued. That was my gum from my childhood. But you know how you could chew that gum and the flavor lasts for 3 seconds? That's her. She's done. I've done it all. I'm so bored with life right now. That's where she's at in her life. But is she taking full advantage of the situation? Because there's always a new opportunity. So why isn't she looking up? Why isn't she seeing that new opportunity? The Four of Cups to me is the Mac card. You're just kind of sitting. You're not depressed. You're not really woe is me. You're not really negative, but you're just in that nothing excites me, really boredom. Is anybody being plagued by boredom this weekend? Maybe your weekend didn't fulfill you as much as you had planned on it. Or maybe you just didn't have enough energy to do the things you wish you could have done. And it's just that bored feeling. This is what Spirit is saying. Let me listen to what Spirit is saying. It's okay to take a rest. It's okay to slow down. And Spirit is also saying, this one's funny because this is somebody's specific guide stepping in. It might be mine. It's definitely a spirit guide. I feel like it's a voice of the collective spirit guide. This is what they're saying. What the fuck? How could you possibly be bored with life? Have you seen creation? Like literally, you can't find anything to be excited. Really? There's nothing out here in all of creation that's exciting you. Really? That's what Spirit's saying. What are you doing? Go outside for a walk. Be excited by the bugs. Be excited by the trees. Be excited by the blades of grass. Be excited by life. Have a conversation. They're literally, come on. There's nothing in all of creation that's exciting you right now. Mm, I think there's more to that. I think the question is, why aren't you allowing yourself to feel the excitement out of life right now? Why are you letting yourself be bored? Because our guides are like, seriously, you ask, I answer. You ask, I answer. Do you know how many, it's my job to just answer all day long. If you are bored, you're not asking, because all you have to do is say, hey, feeling a little distracted, feeling a little bored. Can you give me something exciting? Spirit is like, yeah, I mean, I've already done a lot, but sure, I'll give you something else. I'll give you something else to make you excited. So why are you feeling bored? What's going on? Is it really boredom? Is it really boredom? Probably not. Maybe you're physically tired. Maybe you're mentally tired, especially based on the cards that we're saying there's a lot going on and we need to make a decision. Maybe you're just tired and not really bored. So, what can you do to shift this energy and get out of that boredom, pseudo boredom that you're experiencing? The Tower card, boom, boom, boom. You're like, God damn it, Valerie, you just gave me all these good messages. I was ready to drink some coffee and not be bored. And now you gave me the Tower card. Listen, the Tower is maybe removing the tiredness from life. Maybe this Tower is about removing all of those troublesome thoughts that have your energy fractured. Maybe this Tower is about taking the things out of your life that are blocking your pathway to more excitement, to more joy. Tower is about removing something that's no longer serving you. And Tower is also usually, this is where sudden. So Tower in almost all the tarot points to a sudden change or a sudden shift. Sudden to me is only sudden if you're not paying attention. So it's our goal to be paying attention so that these things do not blindside us. It's our goal to be lined up with spirit so that when spirit says, here's an internet psychic waving a Tower card at you, maybe I ought to be more aware about what's going on in my life right now so that it doesn't knock me on my ass, so that it doesn't blindside me. There's always clues. And it's not always somebody online telling you, hey, look out. Sometimes it's those inner knowings. Slow down, rest, be aware. Have you meditated? We hear those things, but we don't always stop to listen to them. That's spirit saying, hey, things are about to shift, not because I'm just up here playing puppet master and changing your life without your permission. Things are about to shift because you have been asking for a long time for them to shift. And this is how you and me, because spirit is always co-creating with us, this is how we can best facilitate what you've been asking for. Sudden, immediate, let's get rid of what's not serving you. Let's move you towards the light. The Tower card almost always has a bolt of lightning in it. Here we don't see one, but in general, that bolt of lightning represents enlightenment, represents a spark of inspiration, represents creativity, represents the divine coming in and giving you a gift, a knowing, something to lift your spirit and help you through the Tower moment so that you can stay focused on the light. What is the change that you've been asking for? I often think of the Tower moment like actual physical construction. Now, I love antique. I love old buildings. I love going into historic 200-year-old buildings and just feeling the energy of those buildings. It makes me sad when they tear them down. But sometimes those buildings have to be torn down so that something new can build up in its place, so that something more efficient, more ecologically friendly, something better can be built in its place. Now we know modern materialism, that's not all the way it always goes in the US, but I do see this Tower moment oftentimes as like a construction, like something has to be torn down and moved away. It's going to crash. There's going to be an explosion. There's going to be rubble and dust everywhere. But once that all cleans away, then we can start rebuilding what we really want to be in that space. So that's the Tower moment. Look for that on the horizon for you all. If I had to lean into this a little bit further for the collective, as far as what this Tower moment means, I don't feel as if a couple of you might experience actual Tower moments this week, but I don't feel like it's going to catch you by surprise. I feel like you've been knowing it, you've been thinking it. This is just your confirmation. Okay, better get prepared for it. Some of you are in the beginning stages of just figuring out, I really need to stop bullshitting. I really need to let this thing go out of my life. I know it's going to be painful, and that's why I haven't done it so long, but I really need to let this thing go. And you're just in the beginning stages of thinking that through. That's fine. This card is coming up as confirmation. Spirit is like, yes. And now that you're on board with knowing that you need to let it go, we're going to let it go. And we're going to do it quickly and fastly. And I know you don't want it to happen, or no, you don't want it to happen that quickly, but that's what we're going to do because you've been asking, you're finally on board with it. Let's get it done and over with. Let's rip the Band-Aid off. Tower moment. We end with another swords. 6. That's 6? 6. 6 of swords. Let me get the glare off of it. The 6 of swords, walking away from all of those broken swords. So it's kind of like the tower moment re-emphasized in a gentler way. She's still walking away from what doesn't serve her. Headed towards infinite possibilities, headed up the staircase towards higher levels, towards what she wants, towards enlightenment, towards whatever you think that means when you're going up the staircase, towards an infinity symbol that's glowing in the air. What does that mean to y'all? That's what it's supposed to mean to you. But she is leaving behind what is no longer serving her. They're broken. What's she going to do with that? They're broken. No, don't save them in your garage because you think they're going to come in handy someday. I know some of y'all with your almost hoarder tendencies. I'm talking to myself. Just get rid of them. Leave them alone. Walk away. I am going to go to the 6 of Swords in this book because I want to get, because Spirit told me to, honestly, but I want to get a better understanding. Oh, the 6 of Swords. Now I see it. In traditional tarot, it's leaving rough waters behind and smooth sailing ahead. It's heading towards a distant shore. So you still have a trip to make, but it's all smooth sailing towards whatever that new thing is. So that makes sense. Right after the tower, we've left behind the rough waters and we're heading towards a distant shore with smooth waters ahead of us. Let me just read. There comes a time when a situation can only be resolved through escape or through leaving it behind. This is a point of transition, of abandoning old attachments and moving on. If y'all need help with getting rid of attachments, I would just like to say we have a very skilled psychic in the room. Her name is Jillian. I'm calling her out because she is the one I go to when I need to get rid of and clear some things out of my system. Jillian, very skilled with, I wouldn't say necessarily attachments. I don't know what she calls it. Clearing is what I call it. She gives amazing clearing. So y'all check out Jillian. Jacqueline is also, I hate to put Jacqueline on the spot because I know she's still in training in some of the things that she's learning, but Jacqueline has given me clearings as well. Phenomenal. So Jacqueline works with angel earrings when she does clearing. Anyway, I'm just saying, if you feel like you're in a place where I just keep trying, people keep telling me I'm supposed to cut things out of my life, cut cords, remove attachments, move on, let go of what's not serving me, heard it a million times, don't know how to do it. Y'all, seek a professional, go to some classes, listen on YouTube. There's so much instruction out there about how you can facilitate letting go of those things that don't serve you, that there really isn't an excuse anymore to say, well, I don't have the money for a practitioner. YouTube is free. Read a book. There are so many ways to get rid of these things, to clear yourself, that there really is no excuse anymore for just continuing to carry this with us. So let me get back on track. Though your decision may be tinged with sadness and regret, you have tried everything else. This is the objective, the right thing to do. Don't fly blind or be impulsive. Follow your head. Open your mind to unfamiliar ideas and theories. Get lost in learning. New worlds are out there just waiting to be explored. The joy of discovery soothes the weary spirit. The joy of discovery soothes the weary spirit. So if you're feeling weary because you just came out of a tower moment, because you are leaving those things behind, just know that if you shift your focus to, what am I about to discover though? What's on that shore over there? What am I about to experience? It takes your attention off of what you've left behind and what might be, there might still be grief. Deal with the grief, But let's stay focused positive so that as we deal with the grief, we still have this positive mindset about can't wait to see what comes next. Can't wait to see what replaces that tower. Can't wait to see what Spirit has in mind for me because I've been asking, and Spirit has assured me that they are answering. So I can't wait to see what that answer is. Cause damn it, it's about time. So y'all be adding expletives to y'all to when you talk to your spirit. I do. Y'all know I do. All right, next we're going to our oracle cards. Somebody's talking over in the chat about that gum. Yeah, I just read that the other day. Discontinued after all those years. No more. Probably see some 20-year-old stale packages on eBay in a couple of years. This is a vintage gum. Never opened package. Why did I pull 3? I don't know why I pulled 3. I went to Angels and Ancestors. That's the next oracle deck I'm going to. And I have no idea why I pulled 3. That was just my brain doing what my brain does. Damn squirrels. That's what it is. I should have just pulled 1 card. But we have 3. So we're going to go with that's the message Spirit wants us to hear. The first one is Lord, take charge with authority. Take charge with authority. And I flipped almost directly to that page. So definitely a message Spirit wants us to hear. The message, don't be afraid to take charge or use your voice. Be strong. This card, the Lord, is connected to the Emperor in traditional tarot. So if you're a study of tarot, it has the same energy as the Emperor card. He represents an authoritative male who isn't afraid to lay down the law. But this does not mean that he is angry or chauvinistic. He is self-possessed, reliable, and ambitious, a man of honor who has earned his place in society. The extended message, or the message to us today. Sometimes you have to take control in order to be honored. If you feel that your kindness or gifts are being taken for granted, it's time to change that. There is no excuse for bad behavior, and the ancestors are encouraging you to hold your ground and speak your mind in a fiercely loving way. You have the energy and might to overcome dramas or energies that aren't working for your growth. And it's time to take charge before you find yourself in a situation you don't want to be in. That reminds me of the Two of Swords. It's time to make a decision before the decision is made for you. You are being encouraged to be the boss instead of being bossed. This card also brings the energy of ambition and can show that you have the potential to move upwards on a professional level, but only if you act with authority and show who you really are. Love it. So we go straight from Lord to Peacekeeper. 2 seemingly opposing cards. Nope, nope, nope. Maybe the take charge and authority is because you have been sitting idly by, watching the disagreement form, watching the shitstorm in front of you, watching the tornado, the vortex of incompatible energies just swirl and swirl and swirl. And you're just like, I'm not getting into that. I'm not getting into that. But maybe the authority and the Peacekeeper is saying, I need you to step in with your voice because this is partially your making too. And you don't get to sit on the sidelines anymore. When you make a decision, that decision is to lead the rest of the disagreements into peace. So maybe you are being asked to step up to lead others to peace. So I see these 2 cards going together beautifully. Authoritative, take charge, Peacekeeper. And this is let go of the need to be right. That's going back to that 5 of Swords, winning the battle, but not winning the war. 5 of Swords, maybe you don't need to be right. Maybe you just need to stand your ground to show others with authority. We don't have to argue. This doesn't have to be right, wrong, black, white. Maybe we can settle somewhere in the gray. Maybe it can be an and. Maybe all of us can find a way to get along. Letting go of the need to be right, being a peacekeeper. I think that goes very well with the Lord card. Let me just see if there's any keywords that jump out for Peacekeeper before we Move on to this third card. I don't know why I pulled 3 cards from this deck, y'all, but I did. So now we're going to spend a minute with this deck. Peacekeeper. Where are you at, Peacekeeper? Which group do you fall under? You may be feeling on edge due to a stressful situation. There's a warrior within you that wants to rise up, prove your point, and get the truth across. But you're being reminded by ancestor wisdom that truth will always be revealed in the end. It's more important at this time to avoid arguments or heated discussions where you know you'll be fighting a losing battle. There is much more power in choosing to move forward from a higher perspective. This will allow you to connect deeply to the guidance within and the intuition that will lead you toward the healing of the whole situation, along with any wounds that may have been inflicted on you. Choose peace. You know it's calling you. And then lastly is Eagle. See things from a higher perspective. Makes perfect sense. If we are the peacekeeper, I can guarantee you are not going to find the solution being on the same level as the problem. You have to rise above the problem or outside of the problem so that you can see it from a different perspective. I personally always ask to see it from source's perspective. You can ask to see it from whatever perspective you want, higher self, God, the universe, but you need a different perspective. So higher perspective, Eagle, that's going to help us make peace. Absolutely, that all makes sense to me. Now, where is Eagle in our book? Eagle. Oh no. Here we go. Message: look at things from a different angle, fly higher, and see new possibilities. Eagle medicine swirls around you, encouraging you to recognize that your views or vision may be limited at this time. Is there a chance that your own desperation, needs, or ego could be blocking you from seeing the potential in your current situation? If there are other people involved, you are being guided to see things from everyone's perspective. If you are feeling the need for something to change, how can you take the higher road? Know that if you have intentions that aren't for the highest good, it will only hold you back. Eagle medicine can help you change this. The eagle brings the energy of healing and love directly from the heart of Father Sky and invites you to do all things from a place of love. Love that. Yeah, I think I'll just leave that there. I love that. That was from Angels and Ancestors Oracle Cards by Kyle Gray. Let's see if we have any questions going on over in the chat. Everyone resonating with the messages? I hope so. Good. Okay. Doot. What other decks should we pull from? Now we're into the Oracle deck. Let's see what else we should pull from. Definitely feeling that one. Definitely feeling this one. How much time do we have? We got some time. We got some minutes. I do want to mention while I have a chance, many of you know I'm strongly affiliated with Awkwardly Zen. Awkwardly Zen has an event happening directly after this called Psychic Development. So if you are interested in psychic development, check out the Awkwardly Zen. If it's new to you, you'll just search Awkwardly Zen on Meetup, and you should see today's event happening directly after this one in 12 minutes. Psychic Development with Ari Hunniford. And then you can also come to my Psychic Development later on in the week. Maven of Mask. So the next deck I'm pulling from is Divine Circus Oracle Cards by Alana Fairchild. Love her work. I've loved every deck I've gotten from her so far. And here we have the Maven of Mask. I can tell you right now, this is about unmasking yourself. Well, that's the message I'm getting. I don't know. I haven't read from this book as far as this card, but I feel like this message is about unmasking yourself, getting to know the true you, your true self, which, by the way, is what we're working on in the membership this month. We're talking about loving yourself, getting to know the true you, different ways that we can explore that within my Tarot Unicorns and Coffee Caffeinated Co-Creator membership. That's what we're working on all month long. We have a new theme each month. This month, we're going to be talking about how astrology can help us get to know ourselves, how we can visit the Akashic records to get to know ourselves. A lot of different ways that we can just kind of dig in and get more information about ourselves from a spiritual perspective. It's only $22 a month, y'all, and you get the energy healing I told you about this Thursday. You get them for free. How many energy healings do you have per month, Valorie? 2. How much do they cost, Valorie? $11.11. What's $11.11 times 2, Valorie? $22.22. What's the membership cost again? Only $22. And what do you get in the membership? A shit ton of shit for $22. Not a shit ton of shit. A shit ton of really great, amazing things for only $22. Okay, back to the card. Maven of Mask. It's card number 44, y'all. 44 is my favorite number. 4 is my favorite number. So I get excited when 44 or 444 shows up. Who do you want to be? Try that self on for size. You might just discover another genuine facet of you beyond your known identity. The Maven of Mass tells you, act as you wish to be, and so you shall be. I love that. Who do you want to be? So try that on for size because you might discover another aspect of yourself. I can say, absolutely, I did that several times throughout my life. I have gotten really good at reinventing myself. I have told Spirit, enough is enough. I would like to just stay with this version. I don't need to reinvent myself no more times. We'll see how that works out with Spirit. But I can say from personal experience that when I think to myself, who do I really want to be? And I try to create that version, that I absolutely learn more about myself in the process. So let's see what else we can gain from this wisdom. Have you heard the expression, fake it till you make it? Some people don't like this idea. They feel it's not genuine. It depends on how you use the idea to your advantage. I absolutely agree with that 100%. I haven't read this card before, but I like where she's going. There is a difference between pretending to be someone or something you are not, and experimenting, exploring, and expressing a self you know is within you, but you're not fully realize yourself to be yet. Oh, that's beautiful. Y'all want me to read that one more time? It depends on how you use the idea to your advantage. There is a difference between pretending to be someone or something you are not, and experimenting, exploring, expressing a self you know is within you, but are yet to fully realize yourself to be. In truth, we have the entire universe within us. So why not explore that? Why not play, put on a different role, put on a different mask, and see if it fits and see what you can learn. If you want to discover new qualities in you, you're going to have to start somewhere. Believe, first of all, that you have undiscovered depths and diversity in you. Second, you have to play. Not play acting, but playing. What is it? What is it like to show up for life as if you already have all the courage and sass you long for, or all the creativity and confidence you yearn for? See yourself as that person, as having those qualities. Otherwise, you are like a bird who is yet to fly. It's in you, but you have to have faith first and act as if you do. The bird who has never flown has it in him to fly, but he has to make the leap of faith to realize this for himself. Oh, I love this card. I might leave this one out. This has a lot of good messages. So the Maven of Mask, I want to show you the deck. I didn't read everything. I read the part that stood out. Ooh, let me get the glare off of it. Every one of her decks that I have so far has what's called a healing trick. I don't know if y'all can see that. It's usually like a meditation or affirmations or something you can do for yourself to help really put that feeling the message, to help really integrate the message within you. I am going to take a picture of this healing trick and post it on my Ko-fi.com site. So if you follow me on Ko-fi, it'll be free. If you follow me on Ko-fi, that's where you can find what the healing trick is if you're interested in figuring out more about what she has to say is how to integrate that message, because I love that message. And I love what she says about the fake it till you make it. She put it in words what I've always felt about that statement. I see some people use it at their own detriment, and I see some people use that fake it till you make it to create wonderful things in their life. Believe in your own magic. Amanda Lovelace, she has a new tarot deck out called, damn it, something witch, crafty witch, something like that. Anyway, y'all check out her new tarot deck. It's cool as well. Garden, card number 15. Look, there's a sword. We're still talking air energy. We're still talking thoughts. Isn't that interesting how many times the swords have come up in our imagery, in our cards? Let me show that one more time, though, so y'all can see what she's doing. That little plant in her hands glowing. Garden is the card, and the small print at the bottom says something lovely will grow from this. That reminds me of the Tower card. Something's going to go away, but something lovely will grow. Either we sit around and dwell on our pain, or we learn how to grow something lovely out of it. Ready or not, it's time for the next chapter of your life. Do the thing you feel you most need to do in order to aid your healing, even if it feels selfish. Sometimes it needs to be a little selfish in order for it to work in the long run. Worry about focusing on you now. So anybody who is working on that self-healing portion, working on healing something, and I know there's some of y'all because we got that card about grief earlier. If you are working on healing yourself, take a moment to just worry about yourself. Just worry about yourself. That's that little girl in the back seat from that very popular social media where her dad is like, do you need me to help? And she's like, no, I got it. You worry about yourself. You worry about yourself. That's spirit telling you right now. Worry about yourself. It's time to focus on your healing. Until you can do that effectively, you're no good to anybody else anyway. Be selfish. It's okay to be selfish when that selfish act is an act of healing, or an act of lifting you up, or an act of making you feel more complete, so that then you can go out into the world and do what you've been charged to do, or follow your purpose, or put the trash out on a Tuesday morning on time. Whatever it is you're trying to do, make sure you're worrying about yourself enough to fill that cup up first before you worry about doing all of the other things that life demands, requires, asks of you. All right, that's what I have for you today. We are going to end just a little bit early because I know a lot of my participants need some time to log off here and log into the other event. I want to encourage you once again to check out the meetup calendar. Also check out the newsletter. I hope most of you are on my newsletter. I did send that out on the first of the month, and it is jammed full of information, different ways you can connect with me, just so that you know. If you got all these messages and you need a little bit more help applying those, not only am I a certified life coach, I'm also a psychic. You might have picked up on a little bit of that. I'm a little bit psychic. Anyway, you can still get one-on-one readings with me, and they're still only $44. That price has worked for me, so I'm leaving it at that price for the time being. I encourage you to take advantage of it while it is at that price. All right. Love you all. Please, again, take these messages. We are co-creators with the universe. Please take these messages, apply them in whatever way resonates with you, so that you can create your life on your terms and get what you want out of life.